What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd.
Arguably the nerdiest place on the internet.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, maybe it's tied with that one Instagram account.
What's the name of it again?
Top 10 Nerd Official, I believe?
That's right, Nerd Squad. We totally revamped our Instagram page, and you need to make sure you are following us over there. Go quick and click that follow. Do it right now.
Go, you got it. Yeah, we'll be sharing all nerdy news there, from casting announcements to behind the scenes footage here at our studio. You don't want to miss it.
Speaking of all that nerdy goodness, if you love all things Marvel and you love it when we collab on this channel, click on over here to check out our top 10 useless Avenger video from last week. We know you want to. And be sure to stick around to the end of this list where we'll have some bonus content coming your way as we take it to the comments. Now, let's get to it.
Making her first appearance, one of many appearances that is, back in Miss Marvel number 18 in 1978. Mystique, aka Raven Darkholme, is a mutant shapeshifter who was actually ranked as IGN's greatest comic book villain of all time.
For good reason, that is. Being able to mimic the look of just about anybody and known for being a master impersonator, you can only imagine the trouble that she has gotten herself into. She's also the mother of a few well-known characters in the Marvelverse, including Nightcrawler.
Also, Nightcrawler may or may not be my dream role in a comic book movie.
Really? Well, someone get Taylor some blue body paint and a tail, because I can totally see that 100%. Bam!
Oh really? Thank you. That just made my day. I had no idea you were gonna say that.
Oh, well, no problem. It's not like you wrote this intro or anything, Taylor.
Who knows?
Now the question is, which mutant do I consider to be my dream role? I'll have to think on that.
That being said, here are top 10 shocking Mystique betrayals. Number 10, Mystique betrays Sabretooth. So, while Mystique and Sabretooth were on a mission to assassinate a scientist in East Berlin, Sabretooth thought he was completing the mission with Lenny Zauber. Lenny had already been dead by this point, so Mystique decided to sneak in there and take their place. Classic Mystique. So, Mystique, aka not Lenny, finished the mission, and the pair laid low for a while in a safe location. They eventually became lovers. Ah, how cute. Nothing gets you in the mood better than some assassinations. They ended up becoming lovers, but Mystique faked her own death to get out of there. I feel like faking your own death could work in a lot of situations. I mean, if you sleep in, running late from work, boom, just say you died, it's easy. So yeah, during this time with Sabretooth, they ended up giving birth to none other than Graydon Creed. You would think being the son of two mutants, you would be riddled with powers. False. He had no powers, so Mystique decided to, just abandon him. Naturally, Graydon grew up with some built-up anger towards his parents. That ends up turning into hatred for all of mutants. So, down the line, once he became a successful politician and leader of the Friends of Humanity organization, Graydon is assassinated by, you guessed it, Mystique. A time-traveling version of her, that is, in order to fix some time paradox.
Number 9, Mystique betrays Rogue. I mean, there are a lot of times that Mystique has betrayed her adopted daughter, although Mystique does seemingly betray Rogue, mostly in an attempt to protect her at least. One of the worst betrayals we've seen where Rogue ultimately decided to denounce Mystique as her adoptive mother was when Mystique, using the precognitive knowledge of Destiny's diaries, attempted to save Rogue's life. Sounds weird to consider this a betrayal, but hear me out. This was during Messiah Complex. Rogue had fallen into a coma, overwhelmed by all the consciousness and psyches in her mind, which she had absorbed using her powers. Mystique knew that Rogue would surely die if she didn't take action, but Destiny had prophesied a cure for their daughter. The touch of the baby mutant Messiah, who we now know as Hope Summers, would save her. Mystique stole the child and used it to awaken Rogue, but Rogue was pissed. Why? Because in using the child to awaken Rogue, Mystique had endangered its life, as Rogue's powers could have potentially killed the baby. Now, they didn't, but she was still pretty livid, calling Mystique selfish and touching her with her own hands out of anger at her adoptive mother to punish her. She drained Mystique's powers and her consciousness and nearly killed Mystique in the process. Side note, don't piss off Rogue.
Number 8, Mystique betrays Wolverine. We go back, way back. I'm talking to Wolverine Volume 3, Issue 65, that is. So it's 1921, Kansas City. Mystique and Logan are hiding from the police, and while they try and kill everybody who is part of Mystique's gang, but until this point they all thought that Mystique had sold them out. That's important. It was later revealed that Logan had actually spilled the beans the whole time, so Mystique ended up still getting away because, well, she's Mystique. Cut to Logan sitting on a train alone, or so he thought. Then he looks over and sees that Mystique is there with him. Sorry, what? She then reveals that she knew everything all along, including the fact that it was Logan who had tipped off the police. She then kicks Logan. She then kicks kicks Logan off the train. Bam, surprise, now you're walking. And she even praises Logan, saying, "Believe it or not, I'm not even angry with you. You made a smart play selling us out. I can't fault you for that." Followed by a let's bygones be bygones talk. What do you say? And then she decides just to hoof him off the train in the snow. Ouch. That's just cold. Literally cool.
Number 7. Mystique betrays the X-Men. This time around, Mystique betrayed the X-Men in a very roundabout way, and it's unclear whether this was an intentional betrayal or simply something that happened because Mystique was possibly in love with one of her rivals. In 2013's Uncanny X-Men issue 24, it was revealed that Mystique had actually married none other than Charles Xavier. We found out following Charles' death in Avengers vs. X-Men, when She-Hulk came, presumably as his lawyer, to read out his last will and testament, and handle the affairs of his estate. Of course, the X-Men were shocked to hear Xavier and Raven Darkholme, aka Mystique, had married in secret. We also knew at this point that Raven had bore Xavier a child, but even more shocking, Xavier left his school to her. In effect, she kind of got Xavier to betray his own X-Men, leaving the school to her instead of them. Later on, this marriage and this draft of the will would be seemingly erased from existence when Matthew Malloy, revealed to be secretly the most powerful mutant alive, had to be wiped from the timeline.
Number 6. Mystique betrays Mr. Sinister. So while Mystique was with the Marauders during the hunt for Hope Summers, Hope was the first new mutant born since M-Day, so it was kind of a big deal. Mystique was working with Gambit, who at the time had plenty of reasons to go after Mr. Sinister. Mystique ended up pushing Mr. Sinister against Rogue, and with Rogue's killing touch, did just the trick with skin-to-skin contact. Rogue at this point was even tired of Mystique's manipulations. She even tried to kill Mystique herself with her touch, but Rogue ended up discovering that this baby actually had given Rogue her full powers back, eliminating the strain 88 virus. In doing so, she absorbed the memories of, you guessed it, Mystique. And once that happened, she told Gambit that she just needed to be left alone, she needs a minute, and she walked away.
Mystique betrays Wolverine. Again. There have been a few times this has happened as well, as you've already seen in this list. However, I'd like to focus on the one where Mystique helped send Wolverine to hell, working with the Red Right Hand, an organization who literally was bound together by the hate they all shared for Wolverine. That's some bonding right there. Mystique took the form of Melita Garner, one of Wolverine's lovers. Under this guise, she was able to lure him into the center of a ritualistic circle, created for the sole purpose of separating the target's soul from their body. Logan's soul was ripped asunder and sent to hell, while his body stayed on Earth and became possessed by a demon and wreaked all kinds of havoc. Mystique would later on attempt to make things right with Wolverine, warning him of the Red Right Hand after helping to bring him back from hell, but he wasn't having any of it and refused to trust, forgive, or even listen to Mystique.
Number 4. Mystique betrays Deadpool. So in Deadpool issue 27, Mystique and the Merc with the mouth were actually married, believe it or not. We start off with Deadpool asking her to sign divorce papers. And I know what you're thinking, wait, the two of them didn't work out? Get out of town. Not really. In fact, Mystique was really just cuddling up to Wade Wilson, simply just to get closer to the Weapon X program. Not a bad move. She was just using him as a way in, so that she could eventually steal the files. Not cool. I mean, Deadpool actually got married a handful of times, as we all know, so don't worry. I don't think this broke his heart too much.
Number 3. Mystique betrays Rogue and Gambit. While Mystique and Gambit have worked together during their time with Mr. Sinister and both love and care about Rogue, Mystique hasn't always approved of her daughter's choice to be with him. In fact, at one point she even tried to break up this epic longtime couple. Disguising herself as the mutant student, Fox, she attempted to prove that Gambit was not right for her daughter by trying to seduce him in the showers. Gambit refused her advances, insisting he loved Rogue. The two had been experiencing some strain due to the lack of physical intimacy in their relationship and were going through sort of psychic couples counseling sessions with Emma Frost. And you could tell that Gambit, while steadfast in his love for Rogue, was definitely physically tempted. Turns the shower to cold.
Number 2. Mystique betrays the X-Force. So after Mystique had joined the new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, they had this plan. The plan was to expose and destroy X-Force, and while they were at it, claim Genesis as their own version of Apocalypse. So she disguised herself as Psylocke so she could properly seduce Phantom X. Cool. But she was exposed and it ended up causing this big fight. Not cool. Mystique ended up telling Phantom X about the toxin she used to poison him, and she said that somebody was after Psylocke, similarly how she's after him. So he left, he got out of there. So after her and the rest of the Brotherhood watched Ultimaton explode and kill the X-Force, she actually had her own secret plan to use Evan to kill the Shadow King, thus claiming the leadership of the Brotherhood. But what she didn't know was that X-Force was still bumping and tricked her into leaving the base. Nice, a lot of trickery going on in this one. Check out Uncanny X-Force issue 31 and see for yourself. You don't want to miss it.
Number 1. Mystique betrays Nightcrawler. We know that Mystique was Nightcrawler's mother and that while married, she had an affair with his demonic father, Azazel, in order to conceive him. When he was born, however, the strain of giving birth caused her to lose control of her shapeshifting skills, revealing to the humans that attended her true colors, so to speak. Learning that their lady was a mutant, an angry mob chased after her and her baby, who was also born looking like a blue little demon. During her escape, she chucked her newly born baby over a waterfall so it would be easier for her to disguise herself and get away. Fortunately, the baby that would become Kurt Wagner teleported himself to safety. Yeah, the betrayal in this mother-son relationship started real early. Remember when you were a baby and I chucked you over a waterfall? Good times.
Good times, that's good.
Oh
All the
my
water
gosh.
brushing through my nose, it's cleared it right out. That was great. Never have a stuffy nose again.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you so much for watching Nerd Squad. What are some of your favorite Mystique moments?
What are some of the most savage betrayals you've seen from her?
Do you think we'll see her burn down all of Krakoa as Destiny instructed her to do? I mean, let us know in the comments below.
And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments for one of our latest collab videos, Top 10 Useless Avengers. My last video with Jack.
KarmaBum29, great name, says, "Wow, Jack, you show up, you make us fall in love with you, and then you leave. Dude, harsh." Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just met the guy a month ago, and just like that, no more handsome Jack.
I know.
Boom, Borderlands reference.
That was a good Borderlands reference. Chris Bradley writes, Amanda and Jack are a fantastic team when they host together, and I am really going to miss Jack. Aw, that's so sweet of you to say. But also, hopefully you enjoy Taylor and I as a team, because I feel like we're crushing it. So yeah, how do you feel, Taylor?
So far I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of hungry, but otherwise good.
You're making me laugh, so I feel like that's good.
Alrighty, Josh DeMond comments, "Tag team lists are pretty good, I liked it. God, I hate Hank Pym, worst Avenger ever. Jack is cool, I like him." Well, I mean, as long as Jack isn't Hank Pym, I think we're cool, right guys? I mean, if I ever see Jack looking like Michael Douglas at all, he's done.
I wonder if this guy also just like hates Michael Douglas Hank Pym or just comic Hank Pym, because they're so different, but I'm just like, I kind of feel you. Hank Pym can be terrible.
You can't hate Michael Douglas.
You really can't. And Hank Pym's dead now, so you can hate him all you want. So savage. Darian Destar comments, "Damn it, Jack's off. Who's going to dress up as Joseph Gordon-Levitt at Top 10 Nerd Parties now? Well, best of luck in whatever you're going to do, Mr. Ford Stevens." I mean, I don't know, I'll dress up as Joseph Gordon-Levitt if he gets what?
I think you can pull it off, honestly. I feel like
How tall is he? I feel like he could be around the same height.
you might need a few more boxes. I mean, you're not standing on a box.
Yeah. Tell me about my box.
I'm standing on 5 boxes, that's it.
No one knows how many boxes we stand upon.
That's it, all the boxes. And that's all the time we have for comments today. So be sure to comment down below for a chance to have your thoughts and feels shouted out in another video.
This has been Top 10 Nerd, and that's Taylor McWatters.
That's Amanda McKnight.
Till next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.
See ya.
Bye. Let's do the thing. Boop a doop boop.
Shake them out. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Naturally, Graydon drew up.
By all the consciousnesses. How do you say the plural of consciousness?
7, 6? Yep. 6. Even numbers, Taylor. Doesn't change. There we go. No, 5, 6, 7, 5, 4. 4. Number 4. Mystique
It was like one of his rival assassin aliens relative. Did you read that? The one, I think she was like a hippo alien or something.
That's hot. I pay for it. I watch
So hot. Yeah, they both wear bikinis and wash each other. It's pretty fun.
So she disguised herself as Psylocke. And that's all the time we have for comments today. That sounded weird.